Hi, it's Ashley Greer with CHT Group Real Estate, and welcome back to the podcast of Realtors That Drink. Today we have Cissy from Title Plus and Amie and Laney, both agents at CHT Group Real Estate. We're going to talk a little bit about the title process, about teams, and about new agents. So let's start with Laney. Laney, how long have you been a realtor?
I've been a realtor for about a year. It'll make a year in August.
And so what have you found, I guess, most exciting or most different about this career than you thought it would be?
It's a lot of fun. Well,
You just told me a story that I think you should tell.
you become more than a realtor to the people. It's a friendship, but also, you could be their therapist sometimes. I mean, or a babysitter, dog watcher, door opener, all of the above.
That's right. People just don't actually know, right?
Yes.
And so y'all have all met Amie before. Amie and Laney are mother-daughter team at CHT, and they work together. So, Amie, tell us a little bit about that.
It's exciting. I mean, every day is a new journey, and I feel like it gives us something else to do together, spend time together. But it also, if I may not be available to do a showing, she can do that, or if she has questions about contracts or how to handle a situation, we kind of play off of each other. I also find that we even each other out as far as strengths and weaknesses. I am not technically. I am technically challenged, and so I can send her pictures, videos, and she, in 2 seconds can have it ready for Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, with the music, with the graphics, and all the things. And so it definitely has its
It helps
benefits.
having somebody that can help you do that, right?
Yes, and a road trip partner. So it's
Well,
it's fun.
And what's really funny, and she needs one. I'm going to say I love her so very much, but she definitely needs a time manager. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about Cissy and what she does. So Cissy is with Title Plus, who is truly one of CHT's, or if not CHT's, favorite title company. And it's because they do things a certain way. And the key in our business is communication, right? I mean, we can't do anything unless we communicate. So Cissy and I have also been longtime friends. Our girls grew up together. The first time my daughter ever spent the night anywhere outside of my house, besides her grandparents, was at Cissy's house. So Cissy, tell me how you got into this business.
Oh, goodness. Many, 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 many years ago. We won't tell exactly how long. I had started working as a COE student at an attorney's office. And back then we didn't have title companies, as we called them, but we did have real estate attorneys. So that's kind of how I got started. I started with the COE program and fell in love with the real estate industry. And I'm still here.
So tell me what you do at Title Plus.
So I'm currently our COO, which just means I do everything I'm asked to do. So whatever the need is, I'm handling it. But I handle our operations, and I work with all of our team to just try to make sure you have the best closing experience possible.
And we do. I don't think I've ever had a bad experience.
No,
But because Laney is brand new, what would you tell Laney to help better prepare her when she goes to a closing?
That's a good question. Something all new agents need to know that you may or may not have learned yet is communicate, just like she was saying we need to do as a title company. You need to communicate with your client, but most of your communication initially is just going to be listening to your client. Whether you're listing a property or whether you're showing a property to be sold, you need to listen for what those needs are, because they don't always know how to articulate that. So listen to what those needs are, because that always trickles down to your final closing, and if your client is going to be happy in the long run. Listening to your clients, there's things that as a listing agent. Say you're meeting with someone just on a possible listing, and they happen to mention that, well, yeah, my husband passed away. You need to listen to that, because that's something you're absolutely going to need to follow through with to find out, well, was her husband on title? Is someone else needing to sign this purchase agreement if they mention they are in a co-ownership with someone? So listening is extremely important. Can I say a second one? Can I go ahead and tell you?
You
another
can.
one?
You
Okay,
can.
yes, I could tell you. later.
But back up to that one real quick, and
Yeah.
let me just say that there's been many closings I've been to that were held up because they didn't, and this is when I was newer, I didn't know to ask if a succession was done, and
Right.
one had not been done, so we had to wait for a succession to be done.
Right, right. We don't always know that when we're running title, and I'll explain that to you too. So when you send me a contract, we see one signature on it. We try to catch that when we're running title. If we notice there was a spouse on it, we'll immediately call you and say, hey, do you know anything about the spouse? Just to try to prevent that uncomfortable situation. But we will be asking you a lot of questions if there's only one person signing your contract. But some of that you can prevent ahead of time when you know to ask and listen very well at what they're saying. Sometimes, I'll go ahead and mention another one that pops up a lot, is when the client's mentioning that they have a mortgage, but they're a few months behind on their payments. That's just something you need to go, oh, okay, I need to be aware of this, because if they're behind on their payments, they may owe a lot more on the house than what you're actually listing it for.
Right.
So you would probably want to ask them, hey, let's go ahead and you need to contact your mortgage company. Let's get a payoff statement. Again, it's about listening and knowing what to listen for that will prevent a problem down the road.
Right.
So,
Right. And there are ways that realtors can help in that situation where we do find, I mean, it doesn't happen as much anymore. We don't do short sales as much as we
Right,
used to, but there are ways for us to help. But same thing goes for you as a new agent. Is there something that you would ask Cissy that you just don't know and don't understand about the title process?
I'm honestly still learning new stuff every day, and I know it's different with every single contract. New things come up.
So just kind of
yeah.
as it
Yeah.
goes.
As it goes, just
Which is one of the things we love about
Right.
her. Because if you're in a situation where something does come up differently, and I've been doing this for, I'm not going to mention how long I've
Quite
been
as
doing
long as I have.
it. There's still things that I call her and go, okay, this situation, what do I do? Right? Because that's going to happen to you.
I call people every day with random questions.
That's
Right.
and that's okay, because that's how you learn. Because the difference between you and another new agent is that you're not afraid to pick up the phone and call your mom or me or Cissy if you need to and ask the question, right?
Yeah.
Amie. So you've been doing this a while, so just tell me something that has come up in the title situation that has been off the charts for you.
We've had some fun little run. Oh, and you know, one thing that I absolutely love about Cissy is I can call or text anytime, and she's gonna, if she doesn't answer right away, she's so quick to get back, and she will do the research, and then she will explain it to me in terms that I understand.
Right.
And if I have to keep with questions, she's never gets frustrated. She's just always willing to answer my questions. And I guess it's probably been almost 2 years ago, we had a contract where some of the previous title work had not been done correctly, and we found out that there were multiple heirs that needed to sign off, and that meant locating them in other states. And I mean, she never stopped until we got it done, and documents had to be overnighted, but we made it to the closing table with
Well,
had
in
a very
that
happy
situation, you were
client.
actually probably pretty lucky that they all signed.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, because lots of times they'll say, I'm not signing, or I want this amount. Who's going to pay me this? You know?
Right.
I had a situation come up, a title situation come up way back in the day, and we had a house on the market, and they went to sell it. We were getting close to closing, and the title company called me, not Cissy. The title company called me, and there was a lien on the house from not this owner, but the owner prior to that owner, that because of fees had grown to $150,000, and we were selling the house for $165,000. Yeah.
Right.
And they didn't have and didn't buy title insurance, and so they had to hire attorneys and fight. It eventually got resolved, but I mean, I'm talking about 2 or 3 years later. Like, they could not sell, and they had to back out of the house they were buying.
Wow. That's the benefit of having owner's title insurance. Nobody likes a title. Nobody likes any insurance. Do you like to pay your insurance? Oh, no, nobody likes it. But title insurance is one of those things that if it is not purchased, at least it gives you, if you purchase it, it gives you right to representation.
Right.
So even if it ultimately is determined that you don't owe that money, somebody's got to pay the attorneys to fight
Right.
it, right?
Right.
Right.
So title insurance will pick up that bill if you have owner's title insurance and it's a claim against you.
Well,
So,
it's kind of like us having E&O insurance.
right.
I mean, it's somebody that represents us and helps us if we need legal help. That's not coming out of our pocket. I mean, obviously there's a limit with all of this as to how much it would cover, but
Right.
I mean, insurance is there, especially in our world, for a reason. Homeowners insurance, we're still not very happy about, by the way.
Jerry's
But-
still out.
Yes, yeah, the jury's still out on that. Laney is also a new homeowner, so I'm sure she understands exactly how that works.
Yeah.
So, have you had any difficult situations so far? Not even just title, but just difficult situations starting out your career?
A few. We have some unique situations, and then also just a couple buyers not wanting to pull the trigger.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but I have a lot of sellers.
A lot of sellers. That's
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
because I mean it's leverage.
Yeah.
Sellers are having leverage. Buyers are going to come to sellers. You know,
Yeah.
somebody's going to buy it eventually. Having buyers that won't pull the trigger, there's nothing you can do about
Yeah.
that. You know, there's scripts, but if they won't, they won't.
Yeah.
So you deal with a lot of new agents.
Yes, a lot.
So do you feel like that there's a lot of unprepared buyers and sellers that come to your table because
Absolutely.
of agents not being aware of what?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. It's important that you keep, Laney, educating yourself like you do now to learn those steps and what needs to happen. You're not ever going to know everything in every situation. Just like Ashley said, I've been doing this for a very long time, and I can tell you once a week, once a month minimum, there is something new that comes up that we have to address. So you're never going to know it all. But if you are listening and learning how to prepare your sellers and buyers for closing so they know you got to set those expectations with them and they know about that, you will be way ahead of the game than most of the brand new agents that are out there. It is
Yeah.
not as easy as some think, and you just have to be willing to learn more and
Yeah.
educate yourself.
And it's okay
Yeah, it's good
to
have
say,
know.
I don't actually know
Oh,
the answer to that.
I agree with
Let
that
me
100%.
let me find out. Because if I don't know, then I want to know too. Not
Right.
just for you, but I need to know for
Right.
later. I do
Yeah.
that now.
You never have to know all the answers. You need to know who to go to help you get those
Right.
answers.
Right.
But you never have to know all of the answers.
And that's what leverage is again.
Right.
You know, just knowing that you have the people in your corner that you can ask those questions to, right?
Right.
And I think you have definitely feel comfortable picking up the phone and calling and asking questions if you need to. You know, if your mom doesn't know something, then you call one of us, but you can find out the answer.
Yeah, and I'm quick to tell her, call Miss Ashley, or you call Miss Cissy,
I
call
know.
Jess.
I literally
Yeah.
called you yesterday, and I was like, because I have a closing on Friday, and we're pretty much like we're good to go. But I called her. I was like, "Is there anything else I'm supposed to be doing?" She's like, "No, you've done everything." And I'm like, "Yeah, but like, I just feel like I need to call them and like give them another update, just
There's nothing wrong with that, though.
No.
But, I mean, we talked about that in the meeting the other day, that when people think that agents aren't doing their job, it's not because they're not doing their job. It's because they're not communicating the job they're doing.
Right,
Right.
You know?
right.
Yeah,
That's-
that's
just make
tired
sure-
of me because I've been blowing up the phones. We're good. Everyone, pack your bags. We're ready.
Pack your bags.
Just make sure you review.
And we're not signing at the house.
Right, we're not signing at the house. But make sure you're reviewing those figures, and you'll make sure that you get that CD or HUD before closing. Don't wait till the closing table. I cannot tell you, even seasoned agents, even though we attempt to send those out at least 3 days before. Sometimes it's 24 hours before. And if it's a real last minute, get the loan documents
Which
an hour
seems to
before
be
the
all of
closing.
them these
You may
days.
not get it until 30 minutes before you're walking in the door.
But
Please,
still look-
please,
still look at it.
Review it, review it, review it.
All of it.
Yeah.
Closing cost,
Right.
compensation.
Making sure that it is correct, because it just prevents that embarrassment if instead of walking in at the closing table and reviewing and realizing something's wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's happened before. I've had agents that have walked in and they were supposed to get a bonus and they had to talk about it in front of everybody at the table that their bonus wasn't on there. And then the seller was like,
Right.
I mean, I've already said okay to this. I
Right.
mean, like, just pay attention to But there's a lot that agents have to learn and that we learn every day. And it's great to have lenders and title companies, especially ones that we trust, like Title Plus, in our back pocket that we can ask questions to, because you're right. I've texted her at 7:00 at night and said, don't look at this till tomorrow. And she's still like, let me look right now. And I'm like, yeah. And she does it anyway. And, there's plenty of good ones out there. We're just a little biased. But anyway, we love having new agents and we love teaching new agents. We love having our title companies come and inform our new agents. And it's all about communication all the time, right?
Absolutely.
All the time.
Thank y'all so much for being on our show today.
Thank you, Brad.
Thank
Peace
you.
out.